In today's video, I started building my Bloxburg racetrack. Hey glossettes, welcome back. How are you guys doing today? Tell me down below as usual. So in today's video, we are building something that I have been excited for months now. As you can see behind me, I have already started building and I built this kind of the base for this back in like January or something. And if you can't tell what it is by my outfit or the thumbnail or the title, then in today's video, we are building a racetrack in Bloxburg. But not just any racetrack, because this racetrack is in the shape of a G for glossy. But before we get started, we need to see who we're adding to the glossette gardens in today's video. As usual, there's a timestamp on screen in case you want to skip to where we actually start building, but if you want to know who is today's tulip glossette, then in today's video it is Ballad of Jane Doe, and this is because they made some adorable art. They made one which was like me, Alaska Violet, Row Builds, and Simply Bubbly, I think, and it was just so good. And then they made another two of just me, and honestly the art style is adorable and you can tell a lot of effort went into them, so I really wanted to recognize that. And yeah, I just love them. Thank you so much for all the support. You are now a tulip glossette. So like I said, obviously I have already got a track here. Let me just zoom out again. And what I've also done is I've like designed where everything is gonna go. Like I have a whole design for this, which I will go over in just a second. But what we're gonna do first is we are gonna test drive this thing, because I've test driven it a few times and every single time I somehow glitch into the map. So pretty much this is the direction we're gonna go in, and it's specifically this direction because there is a point where you kind of just fall into a pit. So if you drive the other way, it wouldn't work, but you go under the ground. The carts normally bounce at this point because I think I need to make the ramp longer, but we're gonna have like a whole underground tunnel. I haven't actually designed what the underground's gonna look like yet. And then you jump back down into here. That you can see, you know, I already tried to film this intro once and that is what happened, but you go around this sharp corner, you go back up this way and then around here. So it's a pretty big track for a plot, mainly because obviously it goes underneath, but then you go over that little kind of bridge and then this is the finish line. So it is a decent sized track. It works pretty well except some corners and some ramps, but we can pretty much fix those. A lot of the main issues it has at the moment is just falling into pits, like especially on this corner over here, but obviously that's not going to be in the final design. We are going to put walls around it and stuff, but this is the base I've had here since like January, and what I'm going to do now is go over the actual design and then we can start building. I promise. This is the design I came up with, and I know parts of it look a bit stupid, okay, but I'm going to explain. So first of all, let's address the cat. So this cat drawing here is meant to kind of mark having a giant statue of Pumpkin. Now if you don't know who Pumpkin is, and I've just realized that I actually have to break some news to you guys, Pumpkin was my cat, my kitten that we got last year, and not a lot of you know that sadly we had to rehome her at the start of the year because of my brother's allergies. We no longer have Pumpkin. It's very sad, but I loved her so much, so I kind of still use her in kind of glossy related things. She's still like a little character on my channel because I adored Pumpkin, so I wanted to add her in this map. And then her arm, as you can see, is outstretched because obviously if any of you had seen Pumpkin, she was black and white, so I thought we could kind of make like the start line out of her paw, because we can like use the black and white kind of checkered colors and make it look like her fur. I don't know how that's gonna work, but I kind of thought it would be cute. Anyways, then over here you can see we have the kind of sketch of the lip gloss bottle, and when we go up the ramp into the bottle, we're gonna make it look like we're coming out of a lip gloss wand, and that's gonna kind of be in the ground. And then as you can see, there's a bunch of kind of splodges around the map, and this is gonna be kind of like spilt lip gloss, so it's gonna look like lip gloss is all over the plot. And then over here we have my crown. I'm gonna try and make a giant version of my merch crown. And then this thing over here that says gloss, I was thinking maybe we could have the Gloss Angeles sign. I don't know if we're gonna have that because I was kind of just trying to think of like little Easter eggs we could have, but that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, and we have Pumpkin's tail too. And then these yellow things, these are where we are gonna put seats so people can like spectate. But what we're gonna do is we are just gonna start work on the track, and I'm gonna get the track in a position where we can actually start decorating properly, because obviously it's kind of glitchy in some areas. We kind of just need to redo this a little bit. Oh, and we also need to come up with like ideas on what the basement's gonna be. I thought it would be cool to have like a tunnel of some sort, maybe like a lip gloss tunnel. I'm honestly not too sure what we'll do down here, but the parts of the track that I know are okay, I'm just gonna start coloring them, and I think we're just gonna use concrete. So we're pretty much just gonna use the basic Bloxburg kind of road color, and then areas like this where it's kind of glitchy or it doesn't really match the shape, hang on, I'm gonna get rid of this. We're just gonna kind of do the road and make the shape a bit nicer. Okay, this bit's looking a bit weird. Let me redo this side. This bit looks pretty okay, the bottom bit. I'm just gonna try and tackle all of this. I'm not gonna lie, the track isn't actually that bad. Like, the shape looks pretty good. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna try and make the fence around the outside. You know the ones they have around tracks that's kind of like the little striped colors? We're gonna try and make that, and I will yap whilst I do it. But anyways, how are you guys doing today? I have another story time for you guys. So in one of my previous videos, I think it was the one where I renovated the starter home, I was telling a story about Harry Styles. But if you haven't watched that video, I will give you a little recap. So basically, Harry Styles gave me his towel at a One Direction concert. Well, he got his security guard too, and I was like telling the story. I've had a lot of you request that I tell more kind of random stories, and I have many, so today we're gonna tell another one. This time it's not really about a celebrity. I don't know whether you'd class him as a celebrity, but he's pretty well known, and I'm assuming all of you, well, most of you will know who he is. So pretty much, you guys know the YouTuber Tommy Innit, you know, the Minecraft one? He is the victim of today's story time, basically, and I guarantee some of you know what I'm about to say because I told this story on my TikTok a few weeks ago. When I was younger, when I was around the ages of like 9 till 13, I used to actually live near where Tommy Innit lived, and when I was around 11 or 12, I used to go rock climbing, and I'm 99% sure I used to go rock climbing with Tommy Innit when he was that age, because me and him, he's only like a few months older than me. But it's such a weird story because I'm not sure, but I'm 99% sure it was him. In 2020, when the Dream SMP was a whole thing, I was like a huge Tommy Innit fan. Like, I was obsessed with him, okay? A lot of my content, like the music I use and stuff like that, was based around how he did his videos, but I was just like a huge fan. I would watch his streams all the time, literally every single time he streamed, and because I was such a big fan, obviously I was watching so much of his content that I got to know a lot about him. Not in a creepy way, I promise, but he would talk about his life, obviously, like I do in my videos. And one day I was watching one of his videos or like a stream or something, and he started talking about how he used to go rock climbing with his friend at the same age that I did. And this got me thinking about when I used to go rock climbing, because I'd never really thought back to it until then. And I knew that I lived near him, and I was like, oh my gosh, I used to go rock climbing near where he lived too. And then I remembered that there was a guy in my rock climbing class, and this guy's name was Thomas. Now, if you are also somewhat of a Tommy Innit fan, you'll know that his real name is also Thomas. And this guy Thomas in my rock climbing class was in the year above me in school, which Tommy Innit was. And from memory, he also looked a lot like Tommy Innit. When Tommy Innit was talking about it in the stream or whatever, he was saying how he used to go with his friend Freddie, and Freddie's hair is like dark brown. And the Thomas that used to go to my rock climbing class also used to go with a friend who had dark brown hair. And obviously we lived in the same area. There's not exactly like a million rock climbing places, and I'm pretty sure he did say the name of the place, and it was like the name of the one I went to, and everything just like weirdly added up. So I'm 99% sure I used to go rock climbing with Tommy Innit, which is so insane, especially because at the time, obviously I was like such a big fan of him. I didn't actually go that many times. I think I went to the class like 3 or 4 times, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that we used to go to the same rock climbing class when we were like 12. So yeah, there's another random story. I have loads of little things that I want to tell in videos, to the extent that I've started keeping a list of things to mention, because I always forget. Like, as soon as I hit record, I'm like, oh my god, what do I say? I always come up with ideas of stories and things to talk about in videos, and then I just forget them. So now we have a list. I have managed to make it this far on the fence in the time that I have been yapping, and I feel like this is going to take me a ridiculously long time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly off camera finish off the fence, and then after that we can actually start to decorate and do all the fun stuff. I'm really excited to kind of make the cave area under here, because I think a lip gloss tunnel would be super cool to do. But yeah, I'm gonna go quickly finish just placing a billion of these fence things down. So I finally finished placing all these fences down. Honestly, this took me over 2 hours. Like, it is genuinely ridiculous how long this took to do, but it looks really cute. I also edited the track a little bit. So I redid all of the ramps, I redid the bridge, I did some stuff on this down here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a little drive and just kind of test it all out, because I haven't tested it out yet to make sure it's kind of better. I tested out the ramps individually, but I haven't went around the whole thing again. And look, now we don't fly off at the sides because we have a fence. fence. Also, the underground tunnels don't have the fences in them yet because obviously we're gonna do like tunnels down here, and I'm not too sure if the tunnels are gonna be like right on the edge of the tracks or not, so I don't know if we're gonna need fences, but everything's pretty smooth. Like this kind of works. Oh, we may need to put a ramp down here instead of just a drop, but yeah, pretty much everything except this part is really smooth now, but it all works really well and it doesn't really, you know, fling you off when you go up and down a ramp. So the base of the track is pretty much done. There we go. That was a successful sort of run through. Anyways, I have decided what we're gonna do for the design of the tunnels under here. So as you can see, this one, the kind of short one, the second tunnel, I've added walls around it to kind of section it off, and the plan is that this little tunnel here, this is gonna be garden themed because I thought it would be kind of cute to have like a mini glossette gardens down here, so we can have like giant flowers, stuff like that. And then this long one, the kind of main tunnel, this is gonna be a lip gloss tunnel, and what I mean by this is it's just gonna be kind of like a pink tunnel, kind of circular. I'm kind of going for like, if any of you have seen the movie Coraline, obviously she climbs through that kind of tunnel at one point. That's kind of the vibe we're going for, but it's gonna be pink and cute and shiny, and it's also gonna have fireflies in it. So obviously the new fireflies item, you can color them. So I was thinking we could do like these kind of pink particles. Can you kind of see them there? Maybe not that bright, but I think it'll be really cool to just make like this shiny tunnel. So it's gonna look really cute down there. But what I want to do first is I'm gonna make the structure of the lip gloss bottle because I have a feeling this is gonna take quite a while to make like a round glass structure. I'm gonna have to make it out of basic shapes and build some kind of curves, and I also want to add kind of like transparent lip gloss in there so you actually look like you're in the lip gloss, because the lip gloss tunnel down here leads into the bottle, so it kind of all has to flow. And then after that, I think we're gonna do the giant cat and just kind of get the big builds out the way, because we have the cat, we have the bottle, we have the crown over here, so there's a lot of basic shape work that needs to be done, and I think it's probably best we get that out the way as soon as possible because, you know. But yeah, we are gonna make a start on the lip gloss bottle. So to make this, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab, I think, a transparent cube, and we are pretty much just gonna make like panels and build them into like curves, and hopefully I can just copy and paste each curve and add it onto the next section. I'm just gonna make these as big as possible so we don't have to do loads. I don't know how detailed to make the curves though. Okay, let me do this side. This just reminds me of building the snow globe I did at Christmas time, because I had to do that like giant dome ceiling, and that was so annoying to do. Like I made so many attempts. I think at the end I settled for kind of doing like a square one. Well, not a square, but it was kind of built up of squares instead of like specific curves. Hang on, I'm just gonna mark off the second floor and see where the middle is, because I don't actually know how, you know, far over to build this. Oh, it's in the middle of a block. Okay, so this block here, this is the middle, so we have to make this kind of line up directly in the middle of that. See, this is when it gets difficult, when it suddenly stops letting me place things on top because it's getting too curved. So I'm gonna have to kind of do this one and then rotate this. Every single time I have to make like a curved structure, I have so much respect for people like Floaty who have made like these insanely detailed curved ceilings. I can't remember which build it was, but I've seen him make like this really curved ceiling before, and it was insane. Like, and it was so smooth as well. Like it genuinely looked like a straight curve, and I don't know how people do that. It must take hours. I can't place anything more on the end of that one, so we're gonna have to make another kind of bit. Are we in the middle? Okay, we're over the middle. So this should be the middle. Does this look too pointy? I can't tell if it looks too pointy. I think it looks okay. I'm gonna add one on the other side. Oh no, I'm gonna have to rotate each one. This is gonna be so difficult to get to line up. Look at the price. Oh no. My bank account is gonna be drained by the end of this video. Also, I really want to do a video where we have races on this plot, so let me know if that would be something you guys are interested in. I don't know how it would go, but it would be really fun to kind of do like a Mario style video, I guess. I think it would be cute. So now all we have to do is add all of the other pieces over and over again. Oh, and we also have to add like a smaller version on the end because we need like the lid part. So I will see you guys in 3 to 5 business days because this is gonna take a while. So I continued to copy and paste each kind of panel and rotate them into place to create the main shape of the lip gloss bottle, and it was way more annoying than I expected it to be because they kept being ever so slightly out of place, and it was driving me crazy, okay? But anyways, once that was done, it looks super cool, very lip gloss glossy. So I then added the bottom of the bottle on the end, as well as the top of the bottle, like the neck top part where we'd kind of drive into. I don't really know what you'd call it, but I built that. And finally, once everything was all done, I added this thick structural rod around all of the sides and the corners just to make it look a bit neater. I think it just made it look a lot kind of nicer. And I also added another layer inside that was pink for the lip gloss. Let me run over here. Okay. So I haven't finished it, but I've done a lot of work on the lip gloss bottle. It looks so cool, but honestly, I think what I'm gonna do is make the lip gloss layer like not transparent, so it's kind of solid, because I feel like it kind of looks weird being see-through. I feel like it would look cooler if we made it like solid, so I think I'm gonna do that. But look how cool it looks. Like, oh my gosh, I added like this on the floor so the road kind of continues, but then it also kind of looks like, you know, the lip gloss splodges. And once we make the sides not see-through, we can match it up pretty well, so it won't look this out of place, the floor. But I think this looks so cool. What we're gonna do now is we are actually gonna start building the cat over here. This was my attempt at an outline of a cat, and then after we built the cat, after we built Pumpkin, I'll come back and I'll finish the lip gloss bottle and kind of change a few things. And also I want to start work on the lip gloss tunnel at that point as well, but I just want to get the cat done, because if I look at this lip gloss bottle one more time, I think I'm gonna cry. So we're gonna start building Pumpkin. Now first of all, we need some references, so I'm gonna try and find some photos of her. I'm pretty sure I've left up quite a lot of pictures of her on my Instagram, which you should totally go and follow, by the way. Let me have a look. I don't know if there's any on the posts. Here we go. I have my little kitties highlight. Oh, this is so nostalgic. So this was Pumpkin. Ignore the fact it says Muffin. She had like 2 names before Pumpkin. This was her on the day we got her as a kitten. And then this is her and her brother that we had for a bit. Here they are again. Oh my god, she was so cute. Here's another one. This is quite a good photo. Let me screenshot this. So as you can see, oh, it keeps changing. As you can see, she's just a little black and white kitty. She's got like half a pink nose, half a black nose. But yeah, this is basically what she looked like. Oh my gosh, she was adorable. What I'm also gonna show you guys actually is an edit someone made of her, because oh my gosh, it's so cute. So this account here, gloss.x, this is one of my fan pages who edits videos of me, and oh my goodness, first of all, they're like one of my favorite editors ever, but second of all, as you can see here, they edited Pumpkin and it's so cute. I'm not gonna put the audio on because I'll probably get copyrighted, but this is from like the vlog I did of when I got Pumpkin, and just look how tiny she was. Guys, I'm gonna cry. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. But yeah, I just wanted to show this because I love gloss.x. They are so good. And I thought you would all appreciate a cute little Pumpkin edit. But that's what Pumpkin looks like. I'm gonna get the reference up on my phone and I'm gonna attempt to build a giant cat. Oh no, how am I gonna do this? I genuinely don't know where to start. Maybe, how big can we make a sphere? Oh yeah, I was also thinking, because we're making her kind of like coming out of the floor, I was thinking maybe, what if we made it so this is like water, like a bathtub, and we can have like bubbles and she can be in like a bath, I don't know, or just in some kind of water. I don't know what to do kind of like in the surrounding area. We could make it look like a giant cat bed or something. I'm just gonna build her first and then kind of see how I feel, but I'm just gonna try and make a kind of shape, a cat head shape. This structure so far kind of looks like, you know that Pokemon, the one that sticks its head out the ground with the nose? That's kind of what this looks like. Oh no, guys, I don't know how to build a cat. That's kind of cat nose like, I think. I'm gonna attempt some ears. I feel like I've made the head too big and too oval like. Yeah, I'm gonna have to maybe redo this whole structure. I will be back in a few minutes or hours. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, it's been like a week since everything you just saw. I was meant to post this video last week, but as you can see behind me, I have finished the cat. I'm gonna show you it like from the front in a second. I'm kind of hiding it right now. However, it did take a ridiculously long time. Also, this is gonna have to go up in 2 parts because it's currently Friday and I normally post on a Friday or a Saturday. So I need to get this video done for tonight or tomorrow at the latest. And because it's taking so long to make, I'm gonna have to split it into 2 parts. I know, I'm sorry, but I promise I will post part 2 next week or the week after. I'm not going to abandon this. I swear on my life, this is not a theater 2.0 situation. Anyways, what we're going to do before I show you the cat reveal behind me here is I'm going to show you some pictures of the building process because it had some scary stages. So I'm just gonna show you, you know, what led up to this. After the bits you saw of me building it, I deleted it and I remade it for the second time and it looked like this. this. What is this? This does not even look like a cat. This looks like some weird dog. Then this was the third attempt. It was very similar. I think I just pretty much recreated the same thing and lowered it a bit into the floor, and I started adding the detail, but as I added it, I was like, okay, this is just really creepy looking. So this was attempt number 3, and then this was attempt number 4. So this is the kind of base of it. I kind of focused a lot more on the nose area and making that look better. As you can see, I was watching Gilmore Girls in the corner, but attempt number 4 was definitely kind of the best one, so I kept kind of building on it. This is it with more color and the eyes. Here we have all the ears done and like the nose, and it actually resembled a cat. Not gonna lie, it did look like a French bulldog for a long time, like especially from the side. I did think that I was gonna have to make a 5th attempt because it really just looked like a dog. Here's her a bit later with the tongue, and we got to this stage, and this is a picture I posted on Twitter. So what I'd done is I went in with the square structurals for the fur, and I'd kind of added a ton of fur. I kind of added fur at the sides. I made the ears pointy. So this is like the last progress photo I have, and this is what she was looking like. It was definitely looking more cat-like, and I chose to use the square structurals instead of the round ones because it looked a lot more spiky, like actual fur. Now it is time for the reveal. Are you guys ready? Ta-da! Stop. She actually looks so cute. I'm so proud of this. This is my cat build. This is Pumpkin. We even have her arm on the racetrack with the kind of like finish line and the start line. Not gonna lie, it does look like her arm has just kind of been flattened and ran over, which actually, you know what, it has, because this is a racetrack, so it kind of makes sense. But here she is in all her glory. The eyes are adorable. You can kind of see from the side what I meant by saying it looks a bit like a French bulldog. I feel like this, from this angle, it really does. I love how she looks like she's kind of looking down at the track and she's trying to like smack the cars. She is so huge, and the back doesn't have as many structurals on. It has the kind of bigger ones because this took up so much money. This was like 400k, and it also took up a ridiculous amount of plot data, which leads us on to our next issue here, because this stupid cat has made it so the plot is like 80% full, and it was only on like 20, maybe 30 max before we added the cat. So this has taken up 50% of plot data or something. Like, this is insane just for this cat. So I'm kind of scared. We're most likely gonna have to buy more plot data to fill the rest of it, but if we do run out, even after we've kind of extended it, hang on, I'll go into build mode, then the cat might have to go. I'm afraid. As adorable as she is, I don't know how this is gonna go with the plot data. Anyways, we are gonna keep building, and as I said, we are gonna have a part 2 to this, so we're not gonna finish it all today because I need this video out. So what I'm gonna try and do in this video is we're gonna try and finish the lip gloss tunnel that kind of goes under here. So obviously, like I said earlier, we are gonna try and make this kind of like a Coraline style tunnel, and what I'm gonna do for this is basically copy what we did. Oh, it's got so many angles. This is gonna be so difficult. We're gonna copy what we did for the lip gloss bottle, kind of making the archways out of basic shapes, but just to kind of help myself out, I'm gonna add the walls just so we don't have to kind of do the tunnel around the bottom, and we're just gonna try and just make the kind of top bit round. But this way, it means I don't have to add basic shapes for the kind of bottom, which means we will save money and plot data because walls don't take up as much, if that makes sense. But this is the rough structure of the tunnel. I feel like it's gonna be kind of claustrophobic. I'm kind of scared. Do you think maybe I should make the roof now? Because I want the roof to be lower than this. Like, I want it to be lower down, maybe around here. You see the line from the lighting, like here. Okay, I think this is good. Actually, you know what? Before I place all of it, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this section of tunnel so I can test out the whole design and see if it'll actually work before we add a bunch of basic shapes everywhere. For the sides of the tunnel, I'm thinking kind of like this, and then maybe we can add a tiny bit on the bottom just to kind of make a curve. We could even add, where is it? The rock wall to kind of give it some texture. Oh wait, can I not change the texture on the wall? I don't think I can change the material. That would be so good if we could change the material. Anyways, we are gonna make this the same as the lip gloss bottle, so I'm gonna use the snow texture, and what I want to add on top of this is a lot of kind of like structurals going around, like this. For example, we can do kind of like loads of kind of winding in different shades of pink so we can have more hot pink. Okay, this is like a really messy example, but just try and look at the vision here. I feel like this is too short or like too wide. And then with the fireflies, if we have like these, let me paint these pink. Like, imagine this all the way through. I feel like like it would look kind of cool. It will also take up a lot of plot data. I feel like this build is going to be so laggy, but this is the vision we're going for. I might make the tunnel a bit kind of like thinner because I feel like this is very wide. So what I'm going to do quickly is I'm going to add kind of like the roof all the way along and just work out how thick to make the tunnels. And once that's all done, we will come back and decorate this to make it look really cute and just make it look like a little tunnel somehow. So the structure for the tunnel is all done. It looks like this. This took like an hour to do, but before we decorate it, we are going to test it out. So I did test it out once and I did have like the structurals on the wall here, and I found that the car wouldn't drive through it that smoothly because the structurals were too close to the ground. So when we decorate it, we're going to have to be careful, but it's kind of, oh, there's some, ignore the cubes, but it's kind of a sharp turn there. And then for the rest of it, it's pretty easy to drive down. It's very small, obviously, for the camera, but there we go. I think it works pretty well. So what we're going to do now is decorate it, and then after that, I think that might be it for this video, and then we will do the rest in part 2. Also, the plot data is making me so anxious, so I'm just choosing not to look, but I have tried to keep it quite simple with not a lot of shapes, hence why it looks a bit messy, but it should be fine. We need to make sure that we don't have these touching the bottom because the car crashes into them, so I kind of have to leave a little gap and make sure nothing's kind of hanging off. But what I'm going to do now is just layer the walls with a bunch of round rods in different sizes, and then after that we're going to add like transparent ones and then whatever else. I honestly don't know how to decorate this, but I'm just going to layer stuff as much as possible. It's a pretty boring task. Whilst we do that, I am going to chat. So I want you guys' opinion on something. So you know how I do the glossette gardens, which is a Bloxburg plot I have, which is like a little garden, and I add someone's name to a flower every kind of main video. And then at Christmas time, this is kind of what inspired glossette gardens. I had the Glossmas advent calendar where every Christmas video I would open a door on the calendar and someone's name would be in it. And I was thinking, because I'm kind of doing like dress to impress content, for example, and I don't do the glossette gardens at the start of the dress to impress videos because obviously it's in Bloxburg and it kind of feels weird if I had Bloxburg at the start of the video. I was considering making it into like its own Roblox game, so not only could I have kind of like a glossette garden thing at the start of dress to impress videos without having to go into Bloxburg and it kind of be not really make that much sense, but also you guys would be able to play the game and kind of visit your names and stuff like that. And then when we have like the Glossmas glossettes again this year and the Halloween version, which I am not going to spoil the name of, I can all kind of just put it in there. So yeah, I thought a Roblox game would kind of be cute. I started planning it this morning, so I don't know when I would make it. Probably in around November time, not gonna lie, because I have a lot of projects I'm gonna be doing until kind of like October, mid-October. But just let me know if you guys would be interested in that. I feel like it would kind of be more of a smart way to do things, especially because the flowers are kind of like a lot of basic shapes, and I feel like the plot could get very laggy. The walls of this tunnel look awful. I feel like this is such a bad... Oh, what is this? I feel like this is not going very well. But I know once I kind of fill the walls with these parts, it should look better, but it's just such a long tunnel. Everything just looks like worms. So after test driving the tunnel a couple times, I realized the structures just stopped you from being able to drive smoothly, and I needed to kind of only have stuff on the top half instead of having it all the way down because you just crash into it. So I got rid of all the structurals and I used basic shape spheres instead, alternating between the solid ones and the transparent ones. And although it looked a bit too neat, I was like, it was the best I could do to make sure the cars could go through it okay. However, this took hours. Like, this took even longer than the cat to do, so I decided to take the middle out of the tunnel and add a section that was kind of like, it had like the sky and clouds on the walls and stuff to look like the road track above ground, just so it was using less shapes, but it still looked kind of cute. And yeah, I just finished off the tunnel, and that is the tunnel all done, and kind of like the build for this video anyways all done. I'm in the tunnel right now. I don't know why. I just walked in here for some reason without a car, but this is pretty much all we're going to be doing in today's video. Looking at the plot, it feels like I've really not done a lot, but every individual thing has taken so long to make. Like, I've put a lot of work into this. It just doesn't look like it yet. But yeah, that is it for part one. What we're going to do is we are going to have a quick little recap. We're going to drive around. We have Miss Pumpkin over here. It's definitely a really fun course. I was driving on it last night and it feels like a really kind of good length for a Bloxburg racetrack, but we have the tunnel. Here it is in all its glory. I added lip gloss on the floor as well, and the fireflies just make it look so much nicer. We have this kind of bit here as well, which I also just chuck loads of fireflies in. They're like my favorite thing ever. And then we have the end of the tunnel. You go into the lip gloss bottle, which I haven't changed the transparency of yet. I'll probably do that in between the next video and now. But then you go under here. Obviously we haven't done this, but yeah, oh my gosh, everything's so empty. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do a bit of work off camera and then we can finish everything off in the next video because we still have quite a lot to build, but I kind of want to get all like the structural stuff out the way so we can kind of decorate and have a bit more fun with it. But this is the racetrack for today. This is where we are up to. I think I've made great progress. The only issue is, look at this. Oh no, it's red. We're in the danger zone. I'm gonna have to be so careful on how much detail I'm using. Oh my gosh, hang on, I've got an eyelash in my eye. But yeah, this is it for today. This feels weirdly underwhelming. Obviously part 2 will be out soon and we will hopefully finish this off. That is all for today, but I will see you guys later. As usual, all my channel members and nitro boosters are on screen now. Thank you so much for joining the channel and boosting the Discord server. I love you all, and in general I love you all so much, glossettes. XOXO glossy gal.